Hey, what's up, Geometry Gurus family? My name is Jared Wynn. I am the director over at Geometry Gurus SAT. And today I'm with one of the students in the Geometry Gurus Gold program. I'm with Jihoo. Jihoo, say hi to everyone, man. Nice to meet you
Hi.
here.
Hello.
Awesome. So, Jihoo, real quick, man, I just want to know a little bit about, when you first, how much did you improve your scores after working with Geometry Gurus?
Okay, so I actually took the SAT a lot of times because I started in paper SAT. So the highest I reached on the paper SAT, which is my overall highest, that was actually 690. And so usually until I did tutoring with Geometry Gurus, I usually score around 690 to 670-ish. I couldn't get past the 700, but after I studied with you guys, I got it up to 740. So that's a plus 50, which is, yeah,
Congratulations, dude. So
thank you.
let's talk a little bit about that, right? I know
Mhm.
that, you were before you were scoring 680, 690, right? You were
Mhm.
trying to break that barrier, right? What would you
Yes.
say your biggest struggle was with SAT English, before joining the program? And, it's like,
Mhm.
why do you feel like it was so hard for you to get past that, that 700 mark?
Yeah, so for reading, actually the SAT in general, usually actually for the math, I always had like an aha moment, like, oh, that's how you approach these questions. And that's if I do that, I could get a good score. So I kind of knew how to approach all the questions and like there was like a certain strategy slash skill like I knew about. But for the reading writing, I just couldn't find that like aha moment. So yeah, it was like really struggle. I struggled a lot to like kind of approach the question, find patterns, but with the tutoring, I was able to find that one aha moment, and that really changed
And let's talk about that, right? What
everything.
exactly for you, when was that aha moment for you?
Mhm. So during class with my tutor, Tim, we were going over the questions I got wrong on a previous practice test, and then he said one thing, which is in the SAT, you really want to be as specific as you can. So every time I approach questions, and I kept that in mind, I slowly realized that's actually really true. Like the questions are literally what's in the text is going to be your answer. But before that, I used to make just wild inferences. If I saw an answer that seemed right, just like based on common sense, I usually go for that answer. But he really told me this aha moment, and ever since I stuck to that, my score has been increasing a lot.
Wow. So it's literally like, so basically you saw that it was literally just what it was in the text.
Yeah, it's just very simple.
For sure, man. That's great. And I think that's a really valuable piece of information for
Mhm.
other students who are also trying to like get their English up because you're
Yes.
right with the math, right? I mean, at
Mhm.
least for me, right, with my students for math is that, they, it's there's an aha moment because there's a lot of pattern recognition for math, but
Mhm.
English isn't
Exactly.
really the same thing.
It's much harder.
But what would you say, what would you say, like, what parts of the Geometry Gurus program did you feel most effective in helping you getting that aha moment and helping you get the score that you're looking for?
So first off, geometry gurus. So I think everyone knows this, but there's very limited resources on digital SAT, especially because it recently came out. So the additional resources they provided, like continuous practice, my tutor and geometry gurus provided was very helpful because I think if you practice a lot, the aha moment slowly starts kicking in. So he gave me a lot of practice resources, and also he allowed me to contact him like outside of tutoring hours if I had any questions with questions I was like studying on my own. So those immediate feedback were really really helpful in like helping me grow and like slowly catch these patterns and increase my score overall.
That's great, man. I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear that you and Coach Tim had, such that great rapport.
Yes.
That's super important, right? Especially when you're trying to break that 700 barrier, and you already noticed firsthand how difficult that can be. Now, just to make things kind of short, right? Because I think you touched upon a lot of the stuff. After completing, the work here with the program, how confident do you feel about your SAT score now that, because I know you're going into your senior year soon, right? Or you were in your
I'm in
senior
my
year, right?
senior year right
Yeah,
now.
you're in your senior year right now.
Yes.
How confident do you feel about your score, and how prepared do you feel like for college admission season?
Yeah, so I think what I got out of this was really, really helpful. Like the SAT in general is a test to test one's critical thinking skills and all of that. And before this, I was like very lacking a lot of confidence. Maybe I'm like just like not smart enough. Like I've always excelled at math rather than reading writing. So I was like maybe I'm just not smart enough to do reading writing or just not smart enough in general. But thanks to geometry gurus, I've just been kind of breaking that confidence barrier and like trusting a lot in myself more that I am capable of, if I have a dream of getting a 1500, I could definitely do it. So the resources Geometry Gurus provided and like the teaching, the mentorship you guys provided definitely helped me feel more confident in myself as a student and just allow me to get that score of 1500 plus.
Man, that makes me so happy to hear, right? Like the confidence, right? Like, no, because we've all been there, right? Where it's like, oh, I don't feel like I can do this. I can't get
Yeah,
that 1500. And that has like a trickle effect, right? It's like,
it does.
first it's like, oh, I can't get the 1500. And then next it's like, oh, I can't get into, whatever college I want to go to. I can't do this.
Mhm.
I can't do that. Right. So
Right, right.
it's great that you had that moment where you're just like, hey, like now that you have a mountain of evidence now, right?
Mhm.
That shows that you can accomplish whatever you want. So, and I know you answered this a little bit, right? But the last thing I want to go over to you is beyond the SAT. Has the program impacted other areas of your academic journey or your future aspirations outside of just the SAT?
Okay, outside of the SAT, academic wise, I think it really has. Because through this program, I was forced to, not in a bad way, study the vocabulary section a lot.
Mhm.
And I think like I've never really been a fan of memorizing that, but because I pushed myself and my mentor pushed myself as well, like the vocab I learned through the studying the SAT actually correlates a lot with what I've been using at school. Like uh I never would have thought I would use SAT vocabulary in my school essays and stuff like that. So that part's definitely a plus. And just the critical thinking skills and the discipline I built over time through tutoring and just continuing to study the SAT. I think those are really key takeaways that definitely helped me as a student and just as a person with whatever, with the school, my future career. Yeah, I think the discipline and just critical thinking skills have been really, really helpful.
For sure, man. I mean, just curious, what do you want to get into when you go to college?
Yeah, I want to apply in a neuroscience major.
Oh, neuroscience. Yeah, so that
Yes.
discipline you're going to need
Yeah.
regardless of what you do, right?
Mhm.
And I tell my students, right, and I'm sure Coach Tim told this to you as well, right, that how you do one thing is how you do everything,
Yeah.
right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you can get a good score on this exam right here, the SAT, because right now
Mhm.
that's the hardest thing you're probably going to have to do, right? It's getting
Mhm.
that 1500, right?
Mhm.
But then, when you go to college, right, you go neuroscience and whatever path you want to go down, right,
Yeah.
it's just going to get harder. Hey guys, so that is Jihoo's journey here during Geometry Gurus. I just want to say, Jihoo, congratulations again
Thank
for
you.
getting that 1510.
Mhm.
That's a savage moment out of you, bro.
Thank you.
And I just want to say, hey, whatever you do, you're going to be successful in. So, guys, thanks a lot for watching today's videos. And yeah, see you guys later.
Thank you.
All right.